Join the Dominion.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Mindless Show. Today we're talking history. A lot about history. Yeah, I'm your host McWizWam Dinkle. This is another episode of the Mindless Show. What?
Otis?
Who's it? What?
You're Otis?
I'm your host.
Oh, I thought you said Otis McWizWam Dinkle. I'm like Otis. Yeah,
I'm Otis, your baby human. In the boatyard and baby.
I talk quickly sometimes, so I apologize. Alright, our first guest for today is Schmidlab. Surprisingly, still the series regular.
Yeah, more regular than anyone else.
More regular than Indigo's barking.
Which you can still pick up.
Yep.
I'll just have some chips all the way.
Ladies.
We also have... Do it. Put those
Get over here. And we also have...
we also have number one.
Number one, yeah.
Ladies. Wait, did that catch it in the
Yes,
frame?
it got it.
Oh my god. Fuck that.
It's your boy.
Jeez.
Tune break.
So,
I'm gonna go tell her to shut up. Why don't you guys kick us off with modern history?
today we're talking about history for some reason. And I think we're going to talk about Russians probably because they're in history, you know?
Go Ritos. It's corn and cheese and a triangle.
What do you got with Russians? The Russians started out in the snow. Probably. I mean...
I think Finland used to be part of Russia because from memory I read a thing Russia basically enslaved Finland and then they got their independence.
Moving now. I mean, they're with Russia. They probably started out as Norwegians probably and they just moved into more snow. If we get lots of snow,
It was all the Slav states.
What
The United Soviet Slav States Republic.
What am I going myself into? Alright, so what have we touched on for modern
After
history?
that, Slav is nothing. We just talked about Russia.
Slavs.
Okay.
We just mentioned Russia.
I guess you can say, okay, so overall, history is very important to us. That's really the message for this episode.
Oh, don't give it away. You were just complaining earlier about how, why do all novels have the story in the first chapter and then you're giving away the message at the start? Yeah.
History is not important. Why is it
Well,
important?
Bring it.
It's like a persuasive argument. You explain what your contention is and then you go into why it actually is and you talk about your points. So in this case, we're going to talk about modern history, we're going to talk about the 20th century, so obviously 21st century history, 20th century history.
Oh yeah, that's now. Yeah.
There's not much to 21st century history.
There isn't much, but it's been pretty impactful so far, mainly because it's what we're
From our
living in.
perspective.
Yeah, because it's what we're living in. I mean, what has kind of happened of the year 2016? Now it's 2017 by the time you're watching this. So what happened in 2016?
What happened in current year -1?
Current year -1. Well, current year minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to 17.
2016 has been a horrible year for some people because it's like Trump election. It's one thing. Trump election and Brexit.
Oh Jesus! By the time this comes out, Trump's president properly.
Yeah.
Not just president-elect.
And then it's been a good year for me because Brexit and Trump election.
What are you, right wing?
Because I'm a shit. Well, I don't know. I think right wing is probably inaccurate strictly, but I think I have sympathies with some right wing ideals and Brexit. I certainly the right wing position on Brexit and the US election certainly convinced me that they were correct. So yeah, I don't know if that makes me right wing, whatever. But I'd say the problem is looking at Trump. I mean, we're going to talk about Trump probably.
Yeah.
We'll talk about a lot of things.
We just have a whole episode Trump. Yeah.
2016 vote.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a very divisive election, and
Too divisive.
I don't know. As much as like I think part of the reason probably a large part of the reason I wanted Trump to win was because I wanted Hillary to not. I didn't want Hillary to win.
I didn't want it to win. I feel like I try to when it comes to political elections, especially the American. Like we're fucking Australians, though. Who gives a shit about the Americans?
Where we are? Oh, yeah, we're Australians.
But the thing is, because there's going to have a potential conflict on us, like most things in history has. Especially like with what the Cold War and whatnot, you know, we've always had some kind of conflict with some other country. So like when it came to the election, I always the whole time didn't want Trump to win, and I was like Clinton's not bad. Like she seems like a nice person. Of course, I didn't know anything about what she wanted to do and all kinds of stuff, and I was completely 100% pretty much for Bernie because
everyone was for Bernie.
I'm very
Bernie
socialist.
was chosen by God.
Very left, but when he got kicked out and dropped out, whatever the fuck happened.
He got driven out by the media.
Yeah.
He got driven out by the DNC.
When that shit happened, and then there was only Trump and Hillary, I was just like, I don't give a shit about this anymore. It's got nothing to do with me. And then of course I did some actual research like a couple weeks before the election and found out what's wrong with both. I'm like. I actually ended up deciding, I'm thinking it might be better that Trump wins. I don't know. I mean, I'm even having conflict with my brother for it. It's like, he doesn't, like, I mean, it has nothing to do with us. We don't vote.
It's divided Australia, but it's not even how it
It's literally divided Australia. Like,
There's literally people protesting in
there are
federations
people
where
protesting against...
There's a protest.
There are people protesting, or there have been people protesting against Trump. And, like, I can understand why people are. We can all understand why people are against Trump.
Yeah, I can understand.
We also understand why people are against Hillary. So, and I was more against Hillary than I was against Trump. And I can understand also why people fought Trump because of the idea of because he's a businessman and not a politician, it may actually properly change the system. Maybe for the better. You know, it has there's what's the silver lining thing, you know, there might be a silver lining there with Trump being president. We don't know. By the time this video comes out, we might all be dead.
He could be such a narcissist that he will do a good job because he wants to have a good legacy.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
it's really like the one thing one of the big things I wasn't liking with Hillary, which has been related to this whole one of the biggest problems of the 20th century was her view on using nuclear devices. And that she's pro-using them.
That's just... Wow.
Yeah, no, I made a whole film last year. I'm actually doing this, I don't know why. I made a whole film last year on
because that's 2016, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's coming out in 2016, it might come out in 2017. But it's a whole film talking about, to a level of why this isn't good, why nuclear annihilation and all this kind of shit. Why we shouldn't have this. We don't want to die. And especially with a man-made catastrophe. I mean, we've already got global warming and shit to worry about, but
they're very anti-nuclear. They're holding the US
because they didn't have any.
But yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, you even go back to the Cold War, and that was a big problem. I mean, we've done extensive. I can't say I've done extensive research. I can say that we've done a whole. We were all there in class when we did the Cold War, didn't we? We were all in the same class then?
Yeah, we did.
We all, that was year 11, yeah. Year 11 we all learned about the Cold War. And it was always something I wanted to learn about. And it's scary. I mean, at the same time, Americans are dumb. But
apologize to all the American viewers of this show, if there are any at all.
A lot of them, I mean, comparing to the irony of watching the Mindless show, but it just seems that to be honest, this show is actually aimed to educate. It's kind of weird. It's aimed at a mindless audience.
I don't want to know who we're educating.
Whoever chooses the topics, that's the benefit of it. It's a weird educational thing, but it's just that kind of thing of I'm saying the Americans dumb from the idea that when you watch those old videos of duck and cover, you're gonna get completely obliterated by a nuke, and you decide to go on. If you take I can understand why they did that. I'm not just saying that they're dumb for all, but it's also the idea of because how much the media could tell.
Well, were they?
Which they weren't allowed to tell much because there was so much fear going on. Is your neighbor a communist? There's all these big problems. It all gets really history gets stretched right down to philosophies and ideologies with communism, capitalism, the whole left-right agendas. I mean, even you go back to Hitler and he was a nationalist, and
like Trump.
And
Trump's not really a nationalist.
And it's
I don't appreciate this
comparing Hitler to Trump.
No, the I can't get the word. Basically,
The demonization of the Republicans.
Yes, no. What I'm trying to the compare like grouping all nationalists together and saying that they're all just Hitlers.
I mean,
I can't think there was a
he was a national socialist, I guess.
In my opinion, there's only one Hitler, and that was Hitler.
Yeah.
It's like there's only one Hitler, and that was Stalin.
Well, he killed more people.
Yeah.
Stalin was much worse than Hitler.
Kill count.
But
did he kill them?
But Stalin, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think Stalin had a racially motivated.
He just killed people.
Kill people.
But that's the thing. I think that's what's. I don't know if it's worse that he just killed people because he could, or that Hitler was worse because he had a thing against the Jewish population. I'm like, I don't know which one's worse. I mean, they've both been horrible, but I don't know. I think it's. I honestly still think the Stalin's worse. Like, I mean, even you look at Hitler, and before he started, or at least before it was more obvious that he was killing off people in death camps, he actually did really good for the German economic system.
Are we doing this like Hitler wasn't such a bad
No,
guy?
no.
Such a
Look,
white
to an aspect, he had his pros, very limited, very minimal.
Well,
that ultimately don't account for any.
No,
of
they
the
don't.
bad
It really doesn't.
Is it limited, or is it just that there's this small thing? Oh, hey, look, the first decade or whatever was economic, and then after that it's just terrible.
Yeah, but even really during that early decade, like I don't know if it's completely true, but I've heard like there was pretty much people saying that he was still doing really shitty or really shifty stuff during that time. I mean, the indoctrination from the Nazi Party as well for if you study media, the bullet theory of how just everyone was so indoctrinated through the forms of media. Like it's just
the
interesting
Olympics.
how there's a lot of things in history that's like that. I mean, propaganda is a big thing in history. It's one of my favorite things in all of history because it's just so interesting the lengths that people went to pass along their ideals and their philosophies. I mean, you've even got the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah, which is still being read.
Which is still being read, and
well, still being held up, and people claiming that they've read it.
yeah. I mean, look, even people are still reading Mein Kampf.
Mein Kampf.
Idea of Mein Kampf.
There was an annotated edition released, I think, last year or early this year, because it went out of copyright.
That didn't sell it?
Yeah, it's sold out in Germany.
That's like...
I'm not surprised, but I think it's really one of those ideas of like, you don't, like, I mean, I watched V for Vendetta recently, and has a whole segment where Stephen Fry's character, he has this whole secret room. It's a bit of a spoiler for the film, but I mean, the comic book's been out for ages, the film's been out for ages. Let's go watch, it's a great film. But like, they have a whole section where, and it's based on the Soviet future, present. It's really hard to say, kind of future in a way, where even Stephen Fry's character has a secret room dedicated to all these forbidden artifacts. Like he has Mein Kampf, he has the Quran, he has all these
forbidden artifacts, and you're talking about the Quran, seriously?
No, that was actually, it's in this universe, it's a forbidden artifact. I'm not talking about our universe, I mean, in this universe, it's gone to such a, it's a totalitarian government, so they've forced that you can only do certain things and, say certain things. And that's kind of like, what about like how, and I just found it really interesting, because it also makes me think of how political correctness has evolved since the dawn of time.
I mean, when did it even start?
Yeah, when did it begin?
I don't know, it's been very prominent in
it
this...
probably started after World War II, I reckon.
Yeah, it's been very prominent over the past 2 decades.
I've heard that I've heard sort of the 90s was when it really kicked off, but
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
I think it's always been there, but it's just always kicked off. And I don't think it's been for a good reason. I mean, it's like saying...
Some of it's good, but the other parts are just...
Yeah, I mean, look, you shouldn't... It's like suppressing... It's gone to a length where it's actually starting to suppress freedom of speech. And you're like, you shouldn't be doing that. There's a lot of I think political correctness, it has its advantages, but like everything has its disadvantages.
Yeah, like the fact that I should point this out. The fact that a person who is shorter than normal, you can't call them a dwarf. Is not a politically correct term. You're supposed to use little person in some areas.
Yeah, I mean,
and like that's a demeaning term, more demeaning than dwarf.
I think if anything, you should just ask them like,
yeah.
Or even don't call them a little person,
yeah,
just call them a fucking person.
Yeah, this is much easier.
I mean, going on the point of Marxist values, everyone is equal.
How do we get to Marxism?
I don't know. Inspiration.
Cultural marks.
But it's just interesting how, like, even to a level of what I have to reference is feminism. Because even for history, it's been very prominent.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known about it. It's prominent all the way back until even the early 20th century, even before then. Like even Alexander Kollontai was a big feminist during the Russian Revolution,
which was early 20th, so yeah.
Yeah.
Where was she Russian?
She was
Yes,
Russian.
it was the early, like 1905, 1903 to like 1918, or 21. Would you say? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Because 10th Party Congress was 21.
Yeah.
I think after that she was basically done because she was the founder of the Workers' Division, which got shut down. So I don't know what happened to her after that. But
Wasn't women's rights in Russia? They were great when they
were.
They were.
Mainly thanks to Alexander Kollontai.
Because of her, they were fantastic. Like because of her, they were allowed in for like a whole bunch of shit. It's. I was looking up because it's very fascinating what she actually did for women.
Alexander who?
Alexandra Kollontai. There'll be an
Kollontai.
annotation on screen, maybe a link to Alpha History in the description.
Oh boy.
How much do they even have there? That's a problem.
I don't know.
For sure, yeah.
Either way, just look her up. She's a very interesting person.
Yeah, because I think because I mean ideally Marxists would have just equality for everyone, but I think she noted that a lot of the socialist movements of the day were very male dominated, and she wanted to get women's lot secured.
Yeah.
And that's what I find interesting, like how even by about maybe the 90s or something, there's some stage throughout the 80s, 90s period that feminism changed, like 'cause it's always been evolving, and it's fantastic how it's been evolving, because of course, it's very much equality for women and whatnot.
Was second wave the 70s, I think? Because there's 3 waves.
I can't remember the particular dates.
I don't know much about second wave, to be honest.
I know a lot about the ideologies behind each wave, but it's just I just find it interesting how what it's become now. Not just because of the memes of the feminazis and whatnot.
It's a strange time.
I've had arguments with people about feminism, and like and a lot of people believe that I'm a feminist and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, I'm not a feminist because I'm a Marxist because I believe in equality for all, not just equality for women. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then of course there's the argument of equity and shit, but that's for when equality's been achieved. So it's interesting how even feminism as an ideology has evolved through time.
Wait, so equity would be equality of outcome?
I think so.
I think so.
There's
a really good picture with like 3 people standing on the fence, and it's like equality is everyone gets a box, and then equity is just the short guys get boxes.
It's pretty much, it goes to level of, they're all behind the fence and they can't...
Yeah, so equality of opportunity is everyone gets a box, and equality of outcome is everyone has enough boxes so that they're all the same height. Yeah.
So it's like everyone has the same thing. And
you can't just go straight to equity, you gotta go through equality to get to equity. But the thing is, equity is still part of equality.
Because then the people who don't need their boxes don't need them, and the people who do.
Yeah, because you don't always need equity. You can have it, but you don't always need what you're given. You can always give it to someone else. Yeah. So it's just interesting how those aspects work. But then I don't know. History in itself it's mind blowing how much shit went down. I mean, I
it's only like thousands of years and stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah. All the way to that fictional character from the Bible, was it Jesus?
Wait, who was Jesus?
Fictional character from the Bible.
One thing is
I make my jokes.
Jesus is definitely a JoJo's character.
Stop bringing your weeb shit.
What? This is just saying.
I have nothing against religion.
He's a biblical figure, technically. If you look at Wikipedia, he's a biblical figure.
You're not a good Marxist then.
I'm an atheist, so I have nothing against religion. I criticize it because I can.
There's no reason to really criticize it.
But but at the same time, I believe there's no reason. Well, I do believe that there is reason to follow it, to believe in it, because. But I criticize the people who follow it more or less than criticizing the actual religion itself. Because again, even religion throughout the years has completely changed. I mean, Scientology exists, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, wow.
You can see where we went wrong.
So very, very wrong.
But it's just, I don't know, even like the Bible over time has changed. Because it's kind of had to. I mean, if they do make it, and they
that's partly because like new techniques for translation have come out, and then they found older versions of it and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's just interesting how religion
Isn't that the Reformation basically? Was that Reformation
yes.
or not?
That is the Reformation.
So I remember that had something to do with it.
No, what happens is you start, then the whole, like, Christianity just starts separating into bits, and then...
Yeah. It's gone to a level where it's one big idea has little bits.
Got the Catholics and you got the Protestants. Like, I believe the Catholics want to follow the OG Bible, the original Bible.
Yeah.
And then the Protestants following, like, I don't even know. There's different versions of the Bible, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They follow Martin Luther. Or is it? Yeah.
No, it's wait. Oh no. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking Church of England just then. Yeah.
I was gonna.
That was
I
Henry.
just remember I was meant to bring in the Rick and Morty season 2 that I had for the literature because I had a little plumber's manual inside it.
But that was filmed ages ago. McWizWam.
Yeah, that's right. I'll show it in the comics episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's history. It's like, I mean, I don't. I've studied a lot of history over the years because you know it's kind of a big topic in high school and partially primary school as well. Even though primary school I learned about Australian history and that made me bored of Australia. I don't give a shit about
in
Australian
primary school you
history.
don't do much history.
You didn't do much.
I think we just did like a great Australian poets and then maybe like one Australian Prime Minister. Oh wait, actually no, my primary school we did basic analysis of World War One.
Yeah, we did stuff of, we talked about like early settlements in Australia and Aboriginals and stuff. We talked about some of the wars, I don't know which ones, mainly World War 1 or 2. But there's a whole bunch of stuff. We talked about like even modern day history with like big figures like those of whom won the Olympics that are Australian and John Howard and people like that, the
Good old
politics.
Johnny.
Oh, Saint Johnny Hill.
But since then, I've learned stuff a lot about the 20th century and the 21st century. But there's a lot of stuff even before that I still don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff I wish I did know. Like if I could just literally plug my brain into a computer and download all the history from the internet. All accurate history from the internet.
Then we put into the Matrix.
Yeah.
I'd really like to. I'd like to do that. Like I'd like to know all this stuff about history because it's one of the things that fascinates me. The amount of things we did. I mean, we
He's not wearing shoes. Sorry.
I'm there for it. World War One exists, World War Two exists, even though the First World War wasn't actually the First World War. That's why it's considered the Great War instead. Because
some historians say that the 7 Years War.
The 7 Years War was the First World War.
There was some war between. Actually, it might have been there was some war between France and Britain, and it took
Napoleonic Wars.
Yeah, it might have been Napoleon. I don't know. I know there was some big war thing that I think it lasted.
Damn it, Baron! Why did you have to crash your plane?
It lasted a long time ago. It was basically France and England colonial rivalries. There was war all over the place, and some historians like, well, that was the First World War because it was all over the world. So,
I mean, from a historical standpoint, the First World War is...
what we call the First World War is the First World War.
Yeah, and even throughout history, like there's been...
In fact,
we don't even, even scientists don't even really, I can't really say that they don't really know when the Earth was created, we do. But the first, say, essences of man, it's humankind, I should say.
We destroyed by ISIS.
The idea that because I don't, for one thing, I don't believe in Adam and Eve stuff, because that would be so wrong.
That's the Bible's.
It is, but just the idea that, they were the first few humans and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
But it's the idea of I've been to places like Stonehenge and other stone circles and whatnot, and I find it interesting how these things exist. I mean, even Stonehenge was moved.
Right, was it?
I'm very sure it was. There are many stone circles that were moved, but even Stonehenge...
Wait, moved by who? Did they just sort of decide, we're moving the house, so you just move our monument next to us?
That's the thing. I think, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but even historians, is what I know of Stonehenge, or these other stone circles, that they were moved. A lot of them were moved at some stage, especially a lot of the stones were stolen, especially from Stonehenge. Like you see it now, it looks like it's just a stone ruin, but then they've got models of what it used to be like, the actual stone circle and whatnot, and it looks fantastic for what it used to be like. But it's just interesting how even over time that's evolved, and now it's a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the Rosetta Stone. This is an iPhone case.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The Rosetta Stone itself.
Well, the Japanese Rosetta Stone.
Again, I've seen it as well. I think British Museum, 2005. I don't know.
Oh, okay, that's where it is now.
I've been to a lot of countries. Let's
So
put it
where's the
that way.
Japanese and where's this?
There's 3 different languages on this. I believe one's Greek, one's obviously the top one's Egyptian. I think the bottom one's Greek. I don't know what the middle one is. I don't know what language it
Just goes
is.
to show how simple it is to learn to translate languages, you know.
But I think what the idea is that they're trying to say is like I think it's all 3 of them they're all saying the exact same thing, just in 3 different languages.
Yeah, which is I think as far as I'm aware, it's one of the only reasons that we know what hieroglyphics says because we have the Rosetta Stone and we know what it says in Greek. And we need Greek so that we can translate hieroglyphics.
But so that's all we're gonna do. We're just gotta write a paragraph about shit in the future, then we can write in a second paragraph in a different language, and then everyone knows what we're saying.
But yeah, it's just interesting. I mean, even languages throughout history have changed. Like English is still constantly evolving with a whole bunch of different words, including abbreviated words. And it's I actually don't really like abbreviations. I can understand why people use them in text and stuff like that. It's a different story. But even like languages like Latin, like they still get taught in school, like mainly private schools, of course.
Hiatus, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, that's what they're used for. Like, they're not used for the advantages. Like, a lot of people don't study history for the advantages of studying history. Like, even our history classes over the past couple of years, especially our Year 12 one, there were maybe 3 or 4 people there, I'm not going to name names, but there were people there who were there just to get easy ATAR score.
Were there?
You know? Yeah, there were people there just to get an easy ATAR score, hoping that it would be an easy subject. Because, usually you count it, a lot of people count it as a blunt subject. Because they're like, oh, you don't learn anything, important, relevant, or anything at all, even though it's fucking history. Of course you learn shit. I've learned shit. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm going to do great in my exams, for example, but I've learned stuff I've learned stuff, yeah, of course. Yeah. But like, I've learned stuff that will stay in my mind, will stay in my brain for a very long time, and it will possibly be relevant again in the future. So I guess that's really just the idea for history, like, well, it's not the idea for history, but like, one of the biggest things for history is that you should learn it, you should study it, because I don't want to have to pull on this cliche, but I guess I kind of have to. Like, you learn from other people's mistakes,
Oh my god.
Those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it,
I would argue that, while that's important, the more important thing about learning history is the fact that you learn to analyze it.
Yes.
And actually learn to, read through it and understand what the hell is going on. I think that's more important than anything else.
Yeah, and there's even, websites like Ancestry.com and TV shows like that, where they investigate certain people's history, usually celebrities and whatnot. Who do you think you are? This show? Yeah,
that's weird history.
It's interesting how they go to that level of how even in history, your relatives could have fought in the First World War. Like, your relative could have been the guy who actually killed Hitler. That kind of bullshit. But
there was a guy who was good.
No, Hitler killed himself.
No, I know, but that's the extent that this shit will go to. But it's just interesting how that's. I mean, even the Red Baron, as we know, was killed by an Australian, shot by an Australian. It's just there's so many interesting things. I mean, even look at who was the guy in Rasputin?
Who was the guy in Rasputin?
No, Rasputin. The guy that's the guy.
The song.
Rasputin.
Who was that song by?
I don't know. Some 70s band, 70s band. But yeah, it's link in the description to Rasputin.
Just look it up.
It's fucking weird.
We'll just quickly look it up.
But it's just even Rasputin. There's people can get the history right of how he died. But now we know. I mean,
no, wait. How did he die? I thought he got. Didn't he die and then dug him up?
He was actually assassinated by British agents, I think, and then one of the princes wanted to burn him. So one of the Russian princes or whatever, I can't remember who it was exactly, but he wanted to look good, so he's like, oh, I killed Rasputin, but he was actually, because everyone thought he was dead, it was like, oh, he was actually a devil, and he came back to life, and so I had to poison him cake, and I had to shoot him a few times, and I had to run him up and throw him in the river or whatever.
What about the story of them digging him up and then setting his body on fire? Because it didn't when I think in one of the revolutions, there's this crazy story, I'm not sure if it's true, but apparently during one of the revolutions, they dig him up, they set him on fire and he starts to move. Because apparently
we didn't study
muscles
do anything about that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think his muscles began to twitch basically.
We study facts, not fiction. But yeah, it's interesting how even the internet as of modern day manipulates people with history. I mean, there are so many people who like there's there's an Abraham Lincoln quote about the internet.
Don't just something read on the internet quote.
Of course, it's not. It's not a real quote. It's mind blowing.
It's a meme.
It's a meme. Exactly.
The whole point of that is it's not meant to even. It's not meant to be real. Not meant to look real. It's meant to, I guess, inform or sort of.
Yeah, it's meant to inform the reader.
Keep people aware.
What you're reading isn't what you read on the internet isn't always true. Like even there was the whole argument like that what is it, like every year like 5 spiders go into your climb into your mouth at night or some shit like that. Even though
it's not really true.
It's not true at all. Even the argument itself is actually a troll trying to prove that when you go on the internet. I'll link to this. There's a video that goes into full detail on this analysis, and it talks about how. Apart from the factual thing of spiders would never go near someone's house because A, it's moist, and B, there's fucking air going through it.
Yeah. Someone's mouth.
For 2 things.
Yeah.
But it also goes into the details of where this whole story came from and how it's pretty much a troll on everyone on the internet trying to say not everything on the internet is factual. So just when you're researching history, don't always go on Wikipedia. Actually go on better websites.
The guy who killed Franz Ferdinand, I don't remember his name at the moment, but he didn't buy a sandwich. That's actually bullshit.
Yeah.
Because sandwiches went really around in Serbia?
Possibly.
Austria.
No. Archduke Franz Ferdinand was Austria.
Whatever.
They went around the country. There's a whole big article I found from somewhere.
Don't go to wikipedia.en, go to wikipedia. I think it's SN. Simple English. Yeah, no, it really helps if you just want to, if you just want to know something, just reading through paragraphs, just knowing a simple fact. Simple English Wikipedia is the way to go.
Yeah. So we've covered pretty much we've talked about general history today. History. There's a lot of things you could talk about with history. We could do 100 episodes and still not cover all of history. Mainly because we don't have that educational level.
And
but also that aspect that history is still being written.
Not really. Well, I mean, no one's bothered to actually write it. We're just going to look on the internet.
Well, I mean, exactly. It'll be on the internet. So.
Yeah. How to be a historian today? You just go on your whatever social media and just keep scrolling down.
Yeah, just scroll down
modern history. Scrolling through.
There's so much I hate about that. I mean, even to the literature aspect of that books these days are on the internet, ebooks exist. I'm
what bad
there's so much to do with this stuff. I'm just
bleep that out.
Don't worry, Julia's got it covered.
Wattpad's not that bad. It's not as bad as DeviantArt.
Fanfiction.net.
But yeah, so let's just say that.
Let's end it there.
Let's end this.
Thank you.
History is fun. It has many aspects. It's not always about people killing each other. It could be just about the normal stuff of, someone discovering uranium and it's actually
cannibalism in Leningrad.
Radio.
Cannibalism.
Leningrad. Bloody hell.
You should actually look up the story of how uranium was created. It's actually really interesting.
Stalingrad was where my favorite anime character died.
Wow.
History is very interesting, and it's not always about people dying. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, this has been history. Any fun?
Thank you. I don't think so.
MacArthur's a good bloke.
I mean, not really. MacArthur. All right. MacArthur. He's an American general. No. Had a big pipe. Wanted to bomb China.
You might have shown your photo.
I do apologise if we didn't talk enough about communism or capitalism.
That should just be its own
or
episode.
Cold War.
Yeah, we should just do
have a communist episode.
It would just be a philosophy episode talking about communism.
Just put like a red filter over the camera. Just communism.
Just have the flag, like the communist flag. I don't know. Well, communist emblem, if anything. We might do a philosophy episode in the future. Maybe not. Depends. Does anyone know philosophy?
No. Ubermensch.
Yeah.
Ubermensch, Big Towel, that's it.
Big Towel.
Big Towel.
Maybe in the future.
Men
I don't know, it's even interesting for the audience.
Huh.
It's like the herbivore man.
We're still learning stuff here. That's good enough.
Yeah, we are.
That's a good thing about my show. The guests, the host, and the audience all learn something every episode.
It's true.
Yeah, I learned how annoying this. So. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Mindless Show. This has been number 1.
Yeah.
This has been Schmidlab. He's
Oh,
not.
you didn't shake my hand, you fucking cunt.
Do you want to shake my hand?
No.
I'm not even left-handed. I'm
Yeah, I
right.
know, I'm not left-handed. That was terrible.
I hated it too when I like during school. I used to carry my shit underneath my right arm, and then people used to when people say good day, they used to just take my hand. So I used to go like this, shake my hand upside down.
Hold on.
Well, I mean, look, you're gonna shake my hand like I'm gonna drop my shit and fucking shake someone's hand. I don't even like shaking people's hands.
There's got to be a way of shaking hands with someone who's using the opposite hand. Like, seriously. Why isn't there?
Wait, put your left hand out. Turn this off.
Well, do it like this.
Like,
if using this hand.
yeah,
Well, someone's got to
You
like...
can either do it like that.
That's so stupid. Why would you do that? Why
Or
would you do
you
like...
do it
this
like
one?
this. Or you could do
Bro,
this. I like this
please.
one. Or you do it like this. You have this hand,
Oh, yeah.
and then you have this hand,
Yeah.
and they go like that. See?
Oh.
Or even like that. It's terrible. Yeah.
Okay.
Or unless you like grab the hand and
Subscribe to How to Biscuit.
subscribe to things.
I'm your host, McWizWam Dinkle. Thank you all so much for watching another episode of the Mindless Show. Today's
Yay.
history. Please like, share, subscribe
Today
for
is
more
history.
Mindless Show. Today is history. Tomorrow is the
A
future.
mystery.
Tomorrow's a mystery, yeah. And
Yeah.
yesterday
No, it's,
is that day I
concrete
killed
pinnacle.
that woman. And
Really?
man.
Yeah.
because
Are you serious?
I don't have
I'm serious.
any sex is fine. Yeah. Alright.
You're really gonna have to edit this last bit.
It's fine. It's fine. Julia will do a good job on editing.
Yeah, good old Julio.
I think it's
He might have gone I don't
fucking
know.
easier.
He might be by the end of this
Oh,
season.
for instance,
Why do you think Mindless Show is really ending?
Why is it stone for some sound?
Anyway, thanks for watching. More Mindless Show, links in the description
It's
to
gonna be
what
like
we talked
a,
about
like
and
a non-PC word. in the
other
future.
episodes,
Like, you'll have
Well,
like...
people are already saying happy holidays, so
links to, I don't know,
I don't know. It's
playlists, episodes, any last jokes.
No.
My
No,
life.
that's literally it. The camera's dying.
My life is a joke.
Is it?
It just ain't a funny one. Farewell.